Welcome back to the channel. Today we got a video about more crooked Chicago politicians and politics. Chicago is located in a county called Cook County, but everybody in Chicago calls it Crook County. And it's called Crook County for a reason and not because of the crime in the city, and it's because of the aldermen. The aldermen and the public officials do just as much damage and criminal activity than basically the regular people. Take a listen to this.
Despite a ban from Park District work after he was asked to resign from a top post there for his involvement in the agency's sexual abuse lifeguard scandal, a longtime government employee has again found a job with a Chicago alderman. A November 2021 investigation cited Alonzo Williams, then the Park District's chief programs officer, and other district executives for mishandling allegations of abuse and sexual harassment in the lifeguard program. Williams resigned when the report came out and was designated "Do Not Rehire" by the agency.
All right, let's take a quick pause right here. You notice that they gave him a do not hire. The city does that a lot, but then they turn around and the aldermen or other people that they're politically connected to rehires them.
But Williams quickly found contracting work in the city council. And now, despite the still-in-place label from the sister city agency, Southside Alderman Greg Mitchell has hired Williams, city payroll records show. Williams is a legislative aide in Mitchell's 7th Ward office. He earns $106,104 a year, almost half of what he made as a top Park District executive, but his salary.
Why in the world is the city of Chicago paying Park District employees $250,000? Why is legislative aides making $106,000? See, this is part of the problem with the politics here in Chicago because a few years ago, probably say somewhere between 5 and 10 years ago, the aldermen were making $85,000 a year. And then right before Rahm Emanuel left and Lori Lightfoot came in, they decided to give themselves a 15% raise. And then they stuck it in the budget where they were giving themselves yearly raises. Now let's make this point clear. Not all the aldermen accept those raises because a lot of aldermen understand that it's not a good look to the public to keep accepting all of this money and they barely even work 4 hours a day. 4 hours a day of work to destroy the lives of people and basically working on the behalf of the city of Chicago, not on behalf of the people. But let's continue.
Salary shot up in December in an apparent backdoor effort to award him a five-figure year-end bonus, city records show. Mitchell declined to comment on his decision to hire Williams and on the late-year pay bump Williams received.
So where's the transparency, Brandon Johnson? Where's the transparency you and your administration promised to the people? When you have your guy here, Greg Mitchell, refusing to comment on why he gave this guy a five-figure year-end bonus, which is our tax dollars, which is why you keep raising our property taxes to pay for you guys' salaries and for y'all nicks and nacks.
Williams' full-time job serving Mitchell is not his first aldermanic support position since he was forced out of the Park District. For city council members previously paid Williams over $48,000 from their taxpayer-funded expense accounts for consulting work, including former Alderman Roderick Sawyer, 6th, and current council members Michelle Harris, 8th, Alderman David Moore, 17th, and Jason Irvin, 28th.
All four of those aldermen listed are problems, especially Jason Irvin here. He was supposed to be convicted a while back because he was doing under the table dirty work. And I wonder why the news sources here stopped reporting on his Fed case. Well, this was a few years ago, and he's still around. And his wife, they made her the city treasurer or comptroller or something like that with no experience, basically because she was his wife, and he's like one of the senior leaders here. He's been a problem since he first got into office because he came in as a stoolie, doing whatever such and such wanted him to do, and eventually his time in the council gave him the rank to get the position he got. David Moore, he's another problem. This guy seems to be dumber than a bag of rocks. I don't understand how he got in there, but I understand how politics in Chicago work. These guys are basically put in position who's gonna run the agenda. It's not about looking out for the constituents or the people in the neighborhood because these four people are black. Michelle Harris, another one. She used to be my alderman when I lived in South Shore. She's a problem. Nothing for the people. She does nothing for the people. Actually, there's a movement here called Flip the City Red, something like that. But they've been exposing Michelle Harris at city council meetings and things of that nature. But of course, the administration ignores it. And here, Mr. Roderick Sawyer here. He's what you want to call a generational politician because he got in based off his uncles and his dads and those guys last name. That's how he got in. So he's been a stoolie. He came in to work and do as he's told. And neither four of these guys brought any housing to their neighborhoods. They brought no cleanup of vacant, abandoned properties. No city streets are fixed. Only new businesses that they bring to the neighborhood are liquor stores, gas stations, and restaurants. That's it. Let's carry on.
The independent report that sparked Williams' Park District resignation in 2021 revealed that former Park District Superintendent and CEO Michael Kelly, and other top executives failed for months to initiate an investigation into troubling allegations of misconduct among lifeguards. A month before Williams resigned, Kelly stepped down at former Mayor Lori Lightfoot's request. The successor Lightfoot appointed, Rosa Escareno, fired two other executives when she asked Williams to resign. According to the report, Kelly shared an initial email with Williams in August 2019 from a 17-year-old lifeguard's parents detailing drug use, misogynistic harassment, and hazing rituals among Oak Street Beach lifeguards.
Wow. Oak Street Beach is one of the most popular beaches in Chicago. It's the beach that's directly across from the Drake Hotel. That's in the heart of downtown, right on the lakefront. This beach is right across. I grew up going to this beach every day. Some of my fondest memories are at this beach, having picnics with my parents when I lived on the North Shore, the north side over that way. We lived probably 3 or 4 blocks from the beach because we used to walk over. And I remember my mom and dad would lay out the blanket. This was back in the day when you had the little twill basket with the red and white cloth, and we'll have sandwiches in there cut up, chips, the little hug drinks, or we'll have a container of Kool-Aid, and we'll spend hours on the lakefront. That was one of the fondest memories of my life as a kid, being at Elk Street Beach. And nowadays, in this current environment, they got the boathouse there, they got restaurants, everyone there, a lot of volleyball courts and activities for the tourists and the people. And it's just surprising that these will be the lifeguards that are being harassed and hazed.
The young woman shared with Kelly her own complaint in February 2020, further detailing extreme abuse. Kelly once again shared a copy of the complaint with Williams. In both cases, Williams violated district policies concerning workplace violence and sexual harassment by not reporting the allegations to Human Resources, the report said. Aside from Williams and a fired colleague saying they requested a database check for similar complaints, there was no evidence that they investigated the allegations, the report said. Williams told investigators that Kelly directed him to not share the young woman's complaint with others. A subsequent Park District investigation published in January 2022 pointed to an array of newly investigated allegations ranging from sexual assault and harassment to failure to report misconduct in the aquatics department. The widespread findings highlighted failures in the Park District's reporting and administrative functions, then Inspector General Allison Perona said. When the Tribune reported the payments from aldermen in 2023, Williams said he was not afforded due process to challenge the do not rehire designation. He had absolutely no knowledge of the designation before the Tribune's inquiry, he said then. I have been a public servant my entire adult life and professional career and intend to remain as such, Williams wrote in a statement in 2023. This matter is impacting my health and welfare and that of my family. The Park District has acted beyond its lawful scope to defame my reputation and hinder my prospects to gainful employment. Williams did not respond to several Tribune attempts to contact him through Aldermen about his latest position in Mitchell's office. Park District spokesperson Michelle.
Yeah, that's because he's ducking. He's ducking the questions because there's some backdoor underhandedness going on. That's exactly the routine here.
Lemon said the district's employment plan designates former employees as do not rehire when they are terminated for resignation in lieu of discharge. Moore, who represents parts of West Chatham, Auburn Gresham, Englewood, and Chicago Lawn on the council, had also hired Williams for part-time work, the alderman told the Tribune. He praised Williams' effectiveness and argued that his actions did not justify the Park District's do not hire designation. Williams was punished in large part because he did not report allegations that Kelly, his superior, was already aware of, Moore said. He believes the situation is trickier than people think, but provided few details why. Total scapegoat, the alderman said. He should have never been fired. When Williams City Council contracting work was first revealed, Board of Ethics Executive Director Steve Berlin called the situation disturbing, but noted that there was no ethics ordinance governing who aldermen can and cannot hire as an independent contractor. I think do not hire lists should be shared and honored between sister agencies and the city's various branches, including the legislative branch, Berlin said then. He declined to comment on Williams getting a full-time position in Mitchell's ward office. Copyright 2020.
There you go. So once again, Chicago hasn't learned. I can't wait till they flip this city red. I can't wait till they slash the aldermen from 50 to 25. The proposal that was made years ago, which they need to do. There's no need for 50 aldermen making over $100,000 a year, and not just at 100,000. They're well over 100,000. Plus, they get these discretionary accounts that seem to go up every year, every year. And with the discretionary accounts, if you look at a lot of these aldermen, they go and hire family members to do little small stuff around the office, but they're giving them a high salary for it. Until it's discovered, then all of a sudden, oh, I didn't know I can hire my son, daughter, cousin, niece, nephew, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All right, well, I just wanted to bring this story to y'all, let y'all know what's going on in Chicago. Like I said, this is an entertainment site. We provide entertainment. Until the next one.